never taken a calf kick.
Oh, do you know what? You know you can't kick the shit at me.
Oh, look at this. I fucking got it, boys and girls.
Michael, can I drink Monster as we go?
You can do whatever you want.
Thanks, mate.
But wait, you sponsored by Monster?
No.
Fucking, you got the deals coming in all over the place these
I'm
days,
not,
Tom.
I just like those.
Main event Tom Aspinall, as he's known in other circles. I mean, he used to return my phone calls.
Come on, I speak to you all the time.
You don't talk to me anymore.
I just speak to you all the time. Don't do this to me. I speak to you all the time. Come on.
So you were just saying, you're knackered. Main event status, of course. You're returning back. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of storylines, the leg and all the rest of it.
Yep.
You're overwhelmed with all the media.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like the way my training camp's been this time, I'm just like a hermit, Mike, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I just train. Like, people who've not spoken to me, they'll text me like, what are you up to, mate? And I'm like...
What do you think I'm doing? I'm getting ready for a fight.
I'm training or I'm sleeping, and that's it. Training, eating, sleeping, and that's it for the last, 3 months.
Is that mates, like old mates that don't train and stuff, and they're just trying to just hang out as a mate and whatnot?
I'm too tired to do anything. Like, so I'm not used to this much social interaction.
Yeah.
I'm quite tired of it.
Are you really?
Well, it's now 5 p.m. I've been going since 9. So.
Well, I apologise.
Yeah, no, mate, it's all right.
But it's fun. I'm an old mate.
It's part of the job, and I get it.
It is part of the job.
You've got to do it, but I'm just saying it is a bit exhausting.
Yeah, but it'll all pay off. I mean, obviously Saturday night's a completely different kettle of fish, but the more media you do, the bigger your star gets.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, no, of course, I know you are. But a lot of fighters don't. A lot of fighters don't get it. You know what I mean? You've got to embrace it, because there will come a time, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about fighters in general. There always comes a time where people aren't interested anymore.
Yep.
And you're like, man, I should have maximised all that potential.
Yep.
Take those opportunities, get your name out there, get your brand out there. You know, the more people know who you are, the more money you're going to make.
We're working on it, but just complaining as I go. But I'm only complaining to you because you're a friend, Mike.
No, always complain.
Yeah, that's all right.
I bitch constantly, do you know what I mean? But I'm happy. Yeah. I'm overworked, underpaid. So you're tired, I'm tired, but we'll have some fun.
Yep.
I just had Marcin Tybura in here.
Oh, I bet he was full of excitement.
He's a lovely guy, isn't he?
He's a very nice man.
He's
cuddly. He's cuddly, isn't he?
He's not as cuddly, though.
He's slimmed down.
He said, in his words, I used to be fat, now I'm not.
I think he's still a bit fat. But he's not as fat.
Stand up, Tom. We did a little square up before, me and Marcin, and I was like, I'd fucking take him.
Yeah,
I reckon I'd still have you, Tom.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd still have you. Come on, buddy.
He's quite tall. He's taller than he looks on TV.
No, he is. He's a big lump.
Yeah.
He's a big lump.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy.
I've actually never liked an opponent as much as I do him. But, mate, if it's me or him that have got to get beat up in front of millions of people, it's going to have to be him, unfortunately.
Well, of course. I mean, so as part of our duties as UFC commentators, we have to pick out little highlights and lowlights of fighters and whatnot. So I had the task of picking out some of yours, and Paul Feldau to pick out some of Marcin's. And I got the lucky end of the stick there, because no disrespect to Marcin, he's a great fighter. He's won 7 out of his last 8 with the loss.
In the rankings. In the rankings. Being 7 ranked opponents is fucking a lot. Yeah.
But all decisions.
Yeah.
So for yours, it was easier because you've had some spectacular finishes.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is? I mean, because you've been going out there, you have been finishing people.
Yeah.
Why do you think Marcin hasn't been getting the finishes?
He's just the styles, mate. Just styles. He is a bit more of a plodder, and that's nothing. I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way.
No, of course.
That's his style. That's what he does. I do things not like that. That's the way he does things. He kind of grinds his opponents down and wins the later rounds, whereas. To be honest, mate, I don't even try and finish the fights. It just comes. I never once. Every time I try to finish, mate, it doesn't happen. So I'm.
You can't force it.
That's how you gas. That's how you gas your arms out, and I don't want to do that.
No, of course. Main event at the O2 Arena. It feels good, right?
Love it.
It's the best, isn't it?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I remember, I don't know if you saw it, I did a documentary, and on the documentary, this was real, I was running past there.
Yeah, I paid for it.
I mean,
paid for that
good lad,
yeah.
good lad. I'm still yet to see my take Universal.
So
whenever you want to send me my check.
£5 or a tenner. I think it might have been a tenner, you know. I paid for it. I was supporting the brand.
I should be getting a decent check out of that.
You think so? You think so?
I'm yet to see a penny. No, but I remember running past the O2 Arena, and my knees were destroyed, and I had the one eye, and I've had so many great memories there. And, you know, I shed a little tear. I did, because I thought I'll never fight there again. When you're older in your career, and how old are you now?
30.
So you still got a long time left. But the O2 has been a huge part of your career.
Yep. And that's part of the reason why I was so excited, and I still am excited. Obviously, I've not done it yet, but to fight there again after, like, I had the highest moment of my career when I beat Volkov there, and by far the lowest when I injured my knee.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to be like a taboo place where I'm like, oh, it's fucking unlucky fighting at the O2. Like, it's not. It's an amazing arena. I absolutely love it. I was watching you there years ago.
Yeah.
I was watching many other guys there years ago, and it's a special place for me, even with the injury. And I feel like the injury kind of taught me so much, mate, and I feel so good about everything moving forward.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because for me, obviously, listen, even though some people say I'm biased, I like to think I'm professional when I'm calling fights, and it's always made the best man win, you know.
Yep.
I can't pretend we're not friends. We are friends, but you can separate that on Saturday night, and I'll call the fights as I see it. But when I walked in there when you fought Curtis Blades, and, you know, you're a gigantic man, I'm walking in with a microphone, I got to speak to Curtis, and you're led on the floor. You're howling in agony.
Yeah, it's painful.
It was very... It was, I don't know what the word is, eerie, perhaps. It was just kind of spooky, like seeing you led on the floor. You know, you're big, strong, you're an incredible fighter, but you were howling in agony. Do you remember that moment, or is it just kind of with the pain and the adrenaline, you don't remember much?
I don't really remember much, to be honest. Not much. It just wasn't a good time. Yeah, I can't really remember much of it, to be honest.
So tore ACL or partially torn?
Partially torn ACL.
Meniscus
Torn.
What else?
MCL. And I actually had a bit of my femur shaved off as well.
Right.
Because this is what happened. So I had the meniscus injury for so long so your meniscus, you obviously know, but I'm saying it for the viewers. I'm saying this for the viewers.
It's a shock absorber.
Exactly. So it's a shock absorber. You got the top of your leg and the bottom of your leg. Your meniscus
Science
stops that.
with Tom Aspinall.
This is serious stuff.
It is.
And without your meniscus there, or with a tear in it,
arthritic,
your bones start doing that, smashing together. Now, what happened is, because that was happening with me for so long, my bone started calcifying. So it almost like provide a shock absorber for where my meniscus should be, which I didn't realise that was an issue until they cut me open. So they shaved some of that off as well.
When you were going through that time, how dark did it get? I mean, did you think there was a potential that you would never fight again?
Yes. Really? To be honest, for a few days, I didn't even know if I wanted to fight again, to be honest. It was really tough for me, mate. As a professional athlete, but not only as an athlete, just as a man, as a human being, it's hard to not be able to walk, mate, when you're especially because I've just come off the back of a massive training camp. So I've been dead active, I've been all over the place, and then, right, you've lost your fight. There's loads of people seeing it. You've injured your knee. There's people saying all kinds of stuff. And you're sat there, mate, with a big busted up leg, all cut open, with a wrap on it, with your leg up. You're in loads of pain and you can't move. It's not very nice. Mentally.
No, I've been there, sadly, many times. It is. It's awful. But you're back, you're looking in tremendous condition.
Thanks, mate.
And you said the best version ever, and you said that happening in some ways was a blessing in disguise.
It was the best thing that's probably ever happened to me in my career.
Why?
A lot of reasons, a lot of different reasons. So everything was going so well before that I didn't want to really change anything, even though I knew that some stuff were wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm a bit superstitious. I was like, look, I'm still doing well, so I've got to keep this stuff going. And there was a lot of things wrong with my personal life, with my professional life, with my training and stuff like that. And I just wanted to get rid of everything that doesn't serve me being the best version of myself that I can be. And I've fixed all that. I've had a year to fix it. And I'm really happy now moving forward.
Without going into personal things, I don't expect you to do that, but I saw you recently and you said not that you were a big drinker anyway, and certainly in training camp you're always disciplined, but you're saying that, are you teetotal now? You don't?
Well, I'm teetotal for the last few months, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll continue that, but I feel in a better place mentally.
Well, I hope not. Saturday night, if you get the win, I expect to be at the bar with you, Tom.
I mean, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, probably right off, to be
honest. But if Marcin wins, I'm going to be at the bar with Marcin. I'm a glory hunter.
That's a bit unfair.
If Marcin gets the job done, I'm not hanging out with losers, Tom.
He's not getting the job done.
How do you see the fight going down?
I think he expects me to come out all guns blazing.
Right.
And slow down as the rounds go on, and he'll take over. That's what he thinks is going to happen. But what he doesn't know is I can do everything really well. I've just not had the opportunity to show it, really.
Of course.
It's not that I can't do it. It's not that I've not got cardio and conditioning and all the rest of it. Like, I have all that stuff. I've just not had the opportunity to show it. There's so much of my game that I've nowhere near shown yet. So I'm just going to be one step ahead of him the whole fight.
So, striking department, you are better than him. Why?
I make a lot better decisions than him.
Okay.
And
do you feel you're faster?
Does Rambo carry a knife?
More technical?
I think I'm more technical, yeah.
Wrestling department?
I think I've got all bases covered. You don't have to go
Jiu-jitsu
through them all.
department?
Yeah, I think I'm better.
Mental strength?
Yes, I think he is very mentally strong though. I think that's one of his main weapons is his mental strength.
Could you beat him in a drinking competition?
Yeah. Well, probably not now.
Even though you don't drink anymore.
I don't know about
This guy's
now,
a
but
liar. He's telling us he's teetotal next month.
I don't know. I'd probably be a proper lightweight now. I've not had a drink for a while, but we'll see on Saturday night.
So you've been mega professional. Are you doing? Listen, I don't expect you to get into your love life, but you're staying away from the missus and everything.
No, that's step too
Women
far.
weaken legs, according to Mickey from Rock.
Yeah, but I don't know about that no sex thing.
Me neither.
I don't get that.
I never did that.
I don't get.
I never abstained.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No,
that stays in. But as far as everything else,
stays in. Good choice of words.
But as far as mate, there's not been a meal put in my body that's not been weighed for like 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, mate, I'm full on.
What about cheat days?
I don't have a cheat day.
Don't have a
Don't have a cheat day, mate.
Do you not lose your mind?
No.
Did you not see like a curry?
I'm unbelievably focused. Like I have a bit of sugar, like I have a Monster there, as we can see.
Yeah,
not sponsored by Monster. Just want to put that on record. And I have a bit of sugar here and there, like a bit of carbs, but I've been really strict, mate. I'm going to bed on time. I'm having naps through a proper boring bastard, mate.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It is boring.
So boring.
Being a disciplined athlete, because that's the thing, and you do kind of lose, not say lose, but you kind of move on from some of your old friends because my old friends were all party animals, great guys, but I couldn't be around that because you put me in that situation, I'll end up bloody joining in.
Yeah.
Have you found that you've drifted away a little?
It's funny you should say it because my best mate, who I've known for like 25 years, he's always like, "Oh, come to the pub, mate. Just have a lemonade, have a water or whatever." And I'm like, "I'm fucking tired." And then recently, like a couple of weeks ago, he came to one of my last hard training sessions. He'd never been to a training session before. And then he's like, "Oh, just come for a Nando's, come for just something what's away from drinking." I'm like, "Mate, I'm so exhausted that I can't."
Yeah.
And then he came to a training session and I was just dying in the training session. It's one of them. I was being sick, I was on my back, couldn't breathe and all that, just a exhausting training session. And he couldn't believe what he was seeing. And after I was like...
Then he understood.
Yeah, I was like, "Mate, this is why I can't go anywhere with you."
Yeah.
Because when I finish this, mate, I need to go to bed. I'm
Of course.
fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
I can't be going to Nando's and going to the pub. I don't have the energy to do it. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you don't have the energy, and to be honest, it's not the environment to be in anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you go out and get a big win here, I'm sure you saw Dana talking to the BT.
Yeah, I did.
You versus Jon Jones. That's the dream. He's fighting Stipe Miocic coming up soon. What are your thoughts on that fight?
It's difficult to say, innit? It's a difficult prediction to make that because Stipe now, this is not disrespectful, but he is a bit long in the tooth. He's got a lot of miles on the clock.
Yeah.
And he's had like 2 years off.
Yeah.
So where's he at as a 42, 43-year-old guy who's not been active? Like, where's he at mentally and physically?
It's a fair question.
It's difficult to say. Yeah. Jon Jones equally hasn't been active. He's had one fight against Ciryl Gane that was really, really smooth sailing for him. But he's a lot younger. He's a lot closer to his prime than Stipe is. He's been more active, so I would definitely give the edge to Jon Jones, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stipe won it as well.
In your mind, obviously, you're going to go out there and win Saturday night. I'll be coming in the octagon. We'll be doing an interview. We've got to make a viral moment, Tom. If you win, you need to get on that. You've been away for a year. Yeah. You need to remind the world. Yeah. You're humble. You don't talk shit.
I do call
You've
people
got to come out the shell. Who are we calling out Saturday night?
Well, I wanna be there cage side in Paris.
You do?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay.
And I want to fight the winner. That's exactly what
Spivak and Ciryl Gane.
Yeah, I mean, I've already fought Spivak.
You destroyed, with respect to Spivak.
I did destroy Spivak.
Yeah.
With respect to him, he took the fight on short notice. I'm sure he wants another crack at it. So if he wins, we can do it. If Ciryl Gane wins, let's do it. Like, it's perfect, mate. We're fighting 4 weeks apart, so we'll both be ready to go again at the same time. we're all European guys. If Spivak wins or Ciryl wins, and it works for everybody.
Well, I'll be in Paris as well. I'm calling that fight. You won't be training. Can we get Tom out? Can I have Tom Aspinall, my old mate, back? Or Tom Aspinall, sorry, my body's a temple, boring bastard.
We will have a few beers. Also, I'm trying to work on that TNT Sport gig.
Oh,
back on the microphone.
Here's another one trying to steal my job.
Well,
you've got every fighter on the UFC roster is trying to commentate. Everyone's trying to rip my jobs from BT or TNT.
I'm not. You got enough jobs.
I like to keep them though.
Keeping my foot in the door. That's all.
No, but you're really good at that side of things, Tom.
Thank
you. You are. All jokes aside, you're very good. You're very talented. Is that something you'd like to get more involved with?
I just like keeping like my foot in the door a little bit, and because it's not something better than anybody. It's very time consuming. And
it is.
When you're trying to like be a professional athlete, it's quite a lot. So it's something that I do really enjoy it. I'm not very well versed at it at this point. I've only done it a couple of times.
But you're pretty polished. You are good. And listen, we're from similar areas.
Yeah.
Growing up, you never thought. I never thought I'd be working on TV or even doing movies or any of that stuff. But then all of a sudden you find a way of getting your foot in the door with this stuff. You work harder, you get better at it, and more opportunities present themselves.
I definitely want to stay at it because I I absolutely love fighting. That's something that I really realised, and that I do really realise with this year off. I absolutely love this. I love it more than most things in the world, aside from my family. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
There's nothing that I enjoy doing with my time more than this. So naturally, I watch it and I study it, and I know the guys and I know the ins and outs. So it's quite easy for me to watch and kind of break down a fight a little. It's quite easy.
Yeah, well, it is. That's what we do. We should be experts in this field. You said there, you were talking about having that time away.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? And this is just the way the human mind is and the way life is. It's only when something is taken away that you realise, A, how much you love it and how much you'll miss it. So is it giving you kind of a new appreciation for what you have at your fingertips?
Mate, 100%. I usually, although I had a little whinge about the media and all that when I first rocked up, I appreciate being here this week so much in comparison to a year ago. When I'm turned up, it's another fight, it's just another thing. And now I'm like, this thing could have been taken away from me. And I'm going to do everything I can to enjoy not just the fight, the whole week, mate. I want to enjoy each and every step of the week, and I want to enjoy my fight. I don't want to be in there and stressing about this and that and what's going to happen. Mate, I'm going in there to enjoy myself, and that's when I'll do my best.
It always is. That's what I was going to say. When you go out there and you allow yourself to enjoy yourself, you're enjoying the moment and not allowing it to stress you out. That's when you perform your best, because the pressure isn't on you, because this thing can be a real bitch to deal with. Obviously, the UK crowd is behind you. They're some of the best fans in the world. I'm so lucky. I still talk about it to this day. I was so lucky, and now you have the same kind of thing. That said, would you not love soon to be on a pay-per-view in the States?
Yeah, I definitely would. I've just not had the opportunity yet.
And of course, that's not that you're saying, oh, the O2's not good enough for me or anything like that, but it's just a progression, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to fight anywhere, do you know what I mean? I've seen these China cards coming up, and I'm like, well, I'd love to fight. I'd love to go to China and see what that's like, and all kinds of stuff. Mate, I'm not just locked down to the UK. I'm not just UFC have to wait for me to fight in London. It's nothing like that, mate. I want to fight anywhere.
Yeah, sure.
I've just not had the opportunity. I've not been asked to do it yet, so.
So are you going to get more vocal now in terms of calling out opponents and kind of making yourself a bit more known? In a polite, respectful way. I don't think you're ever going to be the type of guy that was making a fool out of himself like I used to. You're not like that. I used to be a hothead. You're very measured. So was the way with the big guys.
Yeah,
the big guys are always cool.
Yeah. I'd definitely like to get myself a bit more known, but also I don't want to lose myself.
Of course.
I am completely aware this is an entertainment sport, but I really, really feel like I've got an entertaining style.
Well, you do.
I think that my fighting can do a lot for me. I think I'm quite a good speaker to a degree.
Yep.
And I don't need to, mate, I'm a fully grown man with 3 children, and I'm representing that first before anything, and I'm representing myself and my family and who I am as a person. I'm not trying to go in there and sell myself just to sell fights and make money. Obviously, I want to get money, support my family, and do all that kind of stuff as well. But it's also important to me to be myself and do that as well.
No, absolutely. I've just got to. People probably watch this going, Bisping, you should listen to Tom. So it's too late now.
Absolutely not.
I can't change.
Everyone's got styles.
Past.
Yeah, everyone's got styles, mate. Everyone's got to do what they do.
You know, you were saying you have got a lot better at talking. When we sat on the stage, I think it was March. Right, when you were talking about calling Mark.
Oh, when you call me a paedophile or whatever.
Well, no,
that wasn't very nice. I didn't think that was very nice.
It's kind of like a nonce name, isn't it?
I've dropped it since then. I've dropped it. I don't want to.
What, the Tommy Two
Don't
Legs?
recall it anymore. Just leave it there.
Tommy Two Legs, let's go. No, but you were great. You were awesome, and like you were holding court. You know what I mean? It was really, really good to see. That's why, and I shouldn't be letting this out the bag, but you're going to be joining me on a little gig we've got going soon, right, Tom?
Yep.
Bisping and Friends, O2 Arena, and in Manchester in December.
Yep.
Are you excited for this, Tom? We're going to have a right laugh.
Not really.
No, well, that's nice, isn't it? That's great marketing.
No, it'll be good. It'll be great. It'll be great. I'm really looking. Well, I was at your.
I don't even know what it's going to be yet.
I was at your show. What was that one called?
That was Tales from the Octagon.
Tales from the Octagon was very good. I think you're really good at that. So
cheers.
You just, as Adam Catterall said to me when I worked BT Sport.
Yeah.
I'll pass you the ball. You score it in the goal.
Well, that's
so
what we're going to do.
Me the ball, and I'll.
Well, I was never very good at football. Were you a footballer when you were a kid?
No, absolutely.
I had like 2 left feet.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate.
Yeah.
I'm too heavy for that shit.
You know, when there's in England, for the American viewers, like the 2 best players at soccer, they pick the teams and they'd be like, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. At the end, it'd be me and like the disabled kid left.
Me too.
And they'd pick the bloody disabled kid. I'm like, football can kiss my ass.
Yeah, it's not for me, mate.
So what sports were you good at?
I was all right at rugby. Rugby's like, especially in my town, is like pretty popular.
Prompt forward?
No, I wasn't that big at school. I'm pretty fast though, you know, for a big guy.
I was a flanker.
Oh, well, that's rugby union, isn't it?
Well, no, they have flankers in both.
I don't think they do. Maybe they do.
And that's flanker, by the way.
Maybe they do. I'm not sure, but
pretty sure they do. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think they just have it in league. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was just the guy who gets the ball and runs at people.
So you're already like turning your back on the British language and you're speaking full Polish with Marcin Tybura. You know, like you don't care about the English people that can't understand.
Well, UFC wanted me to do that, so I had to bust it out.
No, obviously your wife's Polish, right?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of Polish family, and Marcin's Polish. Is it all just fun and games and things like that, or is there a little bit of rivalry there in terms of, I don't know what I'm asking.
No, you know what? The reason why I want to fight him really bad. Well, first reason.
Yeah, because you were calling him out a while ago.
Well, there was no one free at the time that this fight was getting made. Everyone else was booked in the top 10. I didn't really want to fight outside the top 10. He was ranked in the top 10, so I want that fight.
Sure.
The second reason is when I fought Volkov here, at the O2 in London.
When you smoked.
When I smoked Volkov, yeah. That's when all the Russia stuff kicked off. So they weren't sure if Russian athletes were going to get cancelled. So they brought Tybura over as like a backup. And I was seeing Tybura around the hotel, and in my mind all week I was like, is it going to be Volkov or is it going to be Tybura? Is it going to be like the whole time? And then obviously I fought Volkov. I didn't get to fight Tybura, but I just feel like, I don't know, we have unfinished business.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to the fight. Some fancy shoes you got on there,
Thanks,
Tom.
mate.
What are these?
New Balance. They're quite tall, aren't they?
New Balance. I'm going to say.
They make me quite tall.
Are you trying to look taller? Are you trying to play those mind games?
I might be.
You know,
I might be.
What are you, 6'6"?
6'5".
So 6'7" with those bad boys on?
6'6", 6'7" with them.
All right, okay.
Pretty tall, mate. You got the flats on.
Yeah, well, not flats, but I'm not trying to give myself an extra 2 inches.
Quite tight pants, aren't they, though?
Well, they are tight pants. It's called style, Tom. Well, you says you. Look at those trackies.
Yeah, but I'm 20 years younger than you, aren't I?
I think on that note, that's where we end this, Tom. You're the man.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, always a pleasure. There it is, Tom Aspinall.
I don't do stare
Go back, mate, come start.
As we found.
I don't.
No, I don't know, but with me you do it more. Come here.
Take it.
That's